On today's episode of In the Know, we'll explore the User Groups feature in Intuit Accountant Suite. Hey Pro Advisors, it's Arti, and you're watching In the Know, where you get exclusive access to demos of Intuit product enhancements by the leaders who built them. Let's jump right in with Chandrakant, who will show us the new User Groups feature in Intuit Accountant Suite. Chandrakant, welcome.
Thank you, Aarti. Thanks for having me here today to talk about user groups. And today we are going to review user groups. That's something that we have been working on, and we are very excited to bring it in to front of our users and get some feedback. So let's cover what we heard and what we did based on that feedback. So we have been hearing from our accounting firms that managing client access in QuickBooks Online Accountant is cumbersome. It takes a lot of time, and firms spend a significant amount of time ensuring a user has right access to a particular client. And then on top of that, we heard our accounting firms generally organize them based on service lines or location or different types of clients into small, meaningful groups. And they currently don't have any way to do that in QuickBooks Online Accountant. So we heard that feedback, and we are very happy to announce to you that based on that feedback, we are launching a new functionality called User Groups. And this functionality will be launched in March in Intuit Accountant Suite Accelerate. With User Groups, you will be able to assign client permissions to firm employees in bulk. And on top of that, you can create those meaningful groups based on service lines, based on location, based on client types, so that you have the full team set up to get your operations running. So that's a brief about the feature. Now I'm going to cover a quick facts about this particular feature. So as I mentioned, this feature is going to be available for our users in Intuit Accountant Suite in Accelerate tier. And if you want to use it, starting March, you can go to Intuit Accountant Suite, you can click on Teams tab, and within that you will find user groups. And at this time we are hoping we'll open it for a beta testing in early March, and this will be available for our users across US, Canada, UK, and Australia. Now let's jump into a quick sneak peek how this feature is going to look like. So now you have landed in Intuit Accountant Suite. You come to a tab called User Groups. For this use case, I'm taking the name as Los Angeles Group. As you can see, you can select users or firm employees that you want to add to this particular user group. If you have a significant number of employees, in that case, you can search for specific employees using the search bar as well. So I'm going to search for an employee. I found it, I selected it. As a next step, I'm going to select the type of access that I want each of my employees to have. So I'm just going to select some different client access that are available in QuickBooks right now. I'm going to assign company admin to one person, standard all access, standard limited vendors. And when I'm done with that particular step, I'm going to move to the next step, which is selecting the clients that I want in this particular user group. So I'm going to select a few clients. I'm just selecting 4 or 5 for demo purposes, but there is no limit in the feature how many users you can select or how many clients you can select. You can select as many users as you want. You can select as many clients as you want. So once you are done with selecting users, selecting permissions, selecting clients, now the next step is resolving conflicts. So just let me take some time to explain what conflict is. So this is just a step where a lot of users are not going to face it. This is just to ensure we are not seeing different types of access across different user groups. So on this particular screen, we'll tell you hey, this particular client has this type of access to this particular user in this group, so that you can see all those conflicts and you can decide what's the right level of access that you want to assign to a specific user in this user group. So I came across these 2 specific conflicts. I assigned specific client access that I wanted, and yeah, you're done. Your user group, LA user group, has already been created. So now you can go to the user groups tab, and here you can see the LA group user group along with additional user groups that you have previously created. On this particular screen, you can see how many users are in each user group, how many clients are there in each group, and in addition to that, you can perform certain actions which we are going to look shortly. So when I click on view, you see what different users are there and what type of access they have, and you can search for any specific user. If you want, in this particular screen, you can add more users. For this example, I'm going to add one particular user. And then the next step will ask you to assign client access to the newly added user. Once you are done with that step, you can save those changes and you'll see a notification that user has been added. Now let's go to the clients. So as we added a new user, you can add a new client as well. So I just selected one particular user, one particular new client that I want to add to this user group. So I selected that and I hit save, and that particular client will be added to this particular user group, and you are done. So just covering in one more functionality that's going to be there for you is removing a particular user from a user group. As you can see, there is an action button to remove a firm user. Once you click on that, you will see a successful notification that the user has been removed. So that's a brief about user groups, and I'm very excited to bring this feature to life and to put it in front of you so that you can use it and you can give us the feedback based on your usage and let us know what improvement you would like. Thanks again, Arti, for having me today here, and I'm looking forward to our users using the feature and giving us the feedback. So thanks again.
Thanks so much for that walkthrough, Chandrakant. If you find this update interesting or helpful, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. That's all we have for now. For more product updates and demos, check out our In the Know hub. We'll catch you next time.